Good morning and welcome to Yoga Flow this morning on a Monday. Just a reminder, there's no class on Wednesday or Friday this week for the Thanksgiving festivities, but everything will be back up next week as per usual. Today we're gonna work on a couple of one new pose that we're going to introduce, and then we're going to revisit triangle pose where we've done it before, I think just once, maybe twice. So we're going to spend a little time with that today. And then our new pose we're working with today is called Half Moon. And it's kind of in conjunction with triangle pose. So we'll do them sequentially. And it's a little bit more of a challenging balance move, so we're just going to ease into it. You probably do want some kind of block or such item to aid with those poses today. And let's get started. Let's just start in a simple cross-legged pose. Take a minute and just let the body quiet down a little bit. Maybe quieting down from a busy weekend. Maybe you'd had a lot to do. Maybe you didn't get done what you wanted to, but that's okay. We're not going to worry about that now. It's just time to carve out a little space for yourself. So let's just warm up the body a little bit. Get some stretches in there for the arms. Especially if you haven't done a lot of movement or yoga for a few days, sometimes it's good just to take a little extra time right away to get the body warmed up so that it moves better. And let's just go ahead and take some nice deep breaths here. Let the hands rest on the legs, shoulders relaxed. And you start to feel each breath deep in the belly. Just feel each breath travel up through the chest and gently exhale through the nose. Go ahead, just take a nice deep breath in, bring those arms up. And exhale, release. One more time, inhale, arms up. And exhale, release. Let's go ahead and take that left hand to the right knee, right hand behind, nice twist to warm up that spine. Back to center, and take that right hand to the left knee, left hand behind. Back to center. Let's take those hands behind the back, interlock the fingers, lift the arms just a few inches away from the back. Take some nice deep breaths here, opening up the chest. And release. Let's go ahead and just keep that butt on the ground and just walk the arms out in front. And then walk the hands over to that left side. back to center. And then over to the right side. Back to center, and then just roll on up. Let's come on over onto hands and knees. And let's warm up just by doing some circles with the body from side to side. So we're gonna start to the right side. And remember, you can keep these as big or small or whatever speed you want. It's just a really good way to warm up that spine and the core. Let's do 2 more on this side. And then let's come back to neutral and go the opposite way. And do 2 more on this side. And come back to center, and just take a moment here to rebalance yourself and just keep those hands and knees planted into the floor. And just keep looking softly towards the floor, and let's go ahead and extend that right arm out and the left leg behind. And release. Nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, extend that left arm out and the right leg behind. And release. And let's come back and sit on those heels. Open the knees just a little bit. Slide the front of the body forward into child's pose. And just let the head rest down. And then slowly come back up to the hands and the knees, and let's push up into downward dog. Pushing back from the hands, down through the legs, and let's just pedal the feet slowly here, getting a really good stretch for the back of the legs. And then let's come back down to the knees, and let's lower all the way down onto the belly. Keep the hands in front of you with the elbows bent, and just press the hands down into the floor. Nice stretch for the chest and the back here. And back down to the ground. Push back up to the hands and knees, and come back into your downward dog. And then from here, just walk the feet forward into a standing forward bend. And slowly roll yourself up. And turn towards the front in our mountain pose. And let's just take a moment here, get those feet grounded on the floor. We're going to be doing some balancing And strength moves through triangle and half moon, as well as a couple other balancing moves. So anytime that you're going to be doing that, it's a good idea to kind of get this central space of having your feet firmly planted so that you know you're secure. Okay, let's take a nice deep breath in and release. And one more time. And release. Nice, and let's just step those feet apart a little bit wider. And we're going to extend the arms out to the side, and we're just going to twist from left to right a few times, kind of get that core warmed up, get the spine warmed up. One more. And back to center. Let's hinge down from the front, planting the hands on the ground. If you need to bend your knees here, you can. And just take some deep breaths here. And then slowly come on up. And we're going to move into, we're going to do tree pose first to kind of get the sense of balancing. And then we'll move into the others. So again, you do this as it's comfortable for you, bringing that left heel, stepping it against the right foot or the right leg, and then bring that foot up onto the leg wherever it's comfortable. And if you want to experiment with not holding onto the wall, you can try that. If you start to feel unstable, you can, it's right there. That's why I always suggest doing these against or close to a wall or a piece of furniture so that you have that security blanket there if you want or need it. Okay, and as always, you can bring the arms overhead as well. Or the chest. And then slowly come on down. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So right heel against that left leg. You can bring it up as far as you want on that leg, or you can leave it down towards the ground. It doesn't matter. And then you can bring the hands to the chest, overhead, hold on to that wall, a little bit of everything, whatever works for you. And then slowly release. And let's go ahead, get a really good stretch into those quads. They will be working a lot today when we're doing triangle and half moon. So let's bring that left foot up into the left hand. And again, you can hold on next to the wall if you want. And remember, all you have to do with this to get a really awesome stretch is just press that left foot into your left hand. And you can come forward a little bit with it. This just changes the focus a little so it reaches a little bit deeper muscles in the quad and in the hip flexors. And then come back up and release. Let's do that other side. Right foot presses into that right hand. And then if you want, you can lean forward. And then come back up and release. And we're gonna go, I'm gonna use my block to do this triangle pose. You don't have to, but I do encourage it. So again, you can always keep it on its side or flip it lengthwise. And we're gonna start by keeping that left heel down, left toes pointed, right foot to the side. And we're gonna extend the arms out. And now we'll be leading with this right hand. So remember, practice a couple times to reach towards that right side first before you come down. So reach as far as you can and then come down. And you don't have to use the block here. You can have your hand on the floor or your foot. If you are using the block, just keep it on the inside of that right foot. Keep that left arm extended. And if it hurts your neck to look up, like mine, you can keep it down or forward. Just take some deep breaths here. There's a lot of muscle groups working to hold this steady. And then very slowly come up. We're going to do that on the other side. So I'm going to take the block, set it down on the inside of that left foot. Arms out. Again, reaching with this left side first. And then coming down, right arm up. And then slowly come back up. And we're going to move through a couple of rotations with triangle pose here. So we're going to do a warrior two into a side angle pose and then move into our triangles. So you can kind of get the feel of, as we go along, the more flow moves that are just another name for moves that are done in sequence. Okay, so we're going to start in our warrior two. Left heel down, toes out, right toes to the wall, bend that right knee. Remember to keep the knee behind the toes. Extend the arms out and look over that right shoulder. And try to keep the shoulders down when you're doing this so they're not up here. And then from here, let's drop that right arm down to the leg into our side angle pose. Left arm goes up. And then come back up. And if you're using a block, we're going to take that block, put it back in front of that right foot, extend to the right, and then come down into your triangle pose. And then slowly come on up. Nice work. We're going to do that on the other side. So let's start with that right heel down, toes out, left toes to the side. Bend that left knee. Extend your arms out into warrior two. And let's go ahead, drop that left arm down. Right arm extends up into side angle. And then slowly come back up. Move the block to the inside of the left foot if you're using it. Extend the arms out. Reach with that left arm and then come down into your triangle pose. come back up. Nice. Now we're gonna add in a half moon to this sequence. So we're gonna do the first 3 moves the same, but we're gonna go through the half moon first so that you can see. And traditionally, the half moon, today we're gonna do it against the wall, okay? But traditionally, it is on the floor like that, okay? But we're not gonna worry about that yet because we wanna get the movement down, and it's a lot of opening through the hips. So if you're tight here, it's not gonna be quite as easy to get that range of motion. So we start out the same, just like we do with the warriors. And we're gonna keep that left heel planted, right toes out. We're gonna just reach forward and hold on to that right wall. The right hand on the wall, and then step that right leg back. So you're kind of leaning into it, and then you're just gonna extend that left leg out and the left arm up. Okay, and this can be really intense on the outside of these hip muscles here and even into the hammies. So if you start to feel a pull, come down, don't force it, because it's a new stretch to kind of do laterally this way. So we don't want to force it. Okay, and then to come out of it, you just push yourself up. Let's try that with the other side. Leaning against that wall, lift the right leg out, the left arm, or the right arm up. And come back down. Nice. Now, like I said, eventually we'll get into doing these on the floor and with the block. But for today, we're just gonna stop with that range of motion, and we're gonna put all 4 of these moves together. So let's start with that left foot planted down, right toes out, bend that right knee, and sink into your warrior 2. And then drop that arm, side angle pose. Come on up. Straighten that right knee. Block goes to the inside. Arms out. Reach to the right. Come down into triangle. And then come back up. We're just going to step forward a little bit. Bring that right hand to the wall. Left arm or left leg extends out. Left arm up into our half moon. And back down. Nice work. And we're going to do that on the other side. So get the feet in the position out to the side, left knee bends, settle into your warrior 2. And then let's bring that left arm down, side angle. Come back up. Straighten the left leg, block down. And let's reach out first with that left and then down into triangle pose. Come back up. Step into that left or the wall with your left hand and extend the right leg and the right arm out and up into your half moon. And come back up. Nice work. Good job. Let's take a deep breath in. Come down into a standing forward bend. Come down onto the floor, and we're going to come into a seated position. And we're just going to take a few deep breaths here, kind of let the body settle in and down from that. That was a lot of big muscle groups working together. So we're going to kind of quiet them down now. Let's take a couple nice deep breaths here. And then let's just go ahead, bring those feet together. Hold on to the toes and just gently pull your body towards your feet. And then slowly come back up. And let's go ahead and come over on the hands and knees and step that right foot forward. And then we're just gonna lift that left knee up into a modified runner stretch. Take some deep breaths here. And then drop that left knee down and come up, pressing gently on that right leg, shoulders back. Come back down. And slowly bring that right leg back, step the left leg forward. And then come up on that right leg. Drop that right knee back down. And just bring the hands up to that left leg. Then come back down, step that leg back. Let's come up into downward dog again. Just take a few deep breaths here, pushing back from the hands down through the legs. And slowly come down to the knees. Let's sit back on those heels. Extend the arms out into child's pose. And then slowly come back up. And let's go ahead, come back onto our butts. Extend the legs out and just walk the hands down onto the legs. We really worked the legs hard, even though it might not feel like it during the poses. It takes a lot of muscle strength to be able to support yourself in those. So we want to take care of the legs now. And then slowly come on up. And let's just bend that left leg down, come down over the right leg. And then come back up and switch sides, come down over that left leg. And then slowly come back up. Let's go ahead and come down onto the back. Keeping the feet on the floor. Let's just take a couple of nice deep breaths here. And then let's straighten out that left leg, bend the right knee in, squeezing it in towards the chest, shoulders down. And then let's just take that right hand to the inside of that right knee, press it open to the right, keeping the left side down. Back to center. Take that left hand to the outside of the right leg and pull it over the body to the left. Back to center. Let's hug that knee in one more time. And then let that right leg extend out. Bend the left knee in, gently squeeze it in towards the chest. And then let's just take that left hand to the inside of the left knee and just bring that left leg over to the left. Try to keep this right side planted. And then come back in. Let's hug that left knee in one more time. And release. Let's bring both knees in. Squeeze them gently in towards the chest. And then let's just bring those feet down to the floor. Walk those feet together, letting the knees drop open. And let's just gently alternate pressing a little bit with the heel of your hand into those thighs right under the hip. Nice little extra stretch for the hips. And then let's just go ahead and extend those arms overhead along the floor. Take a few deep breaths here. Let's go ahead, bring those arms around and just let the hands rest gently on the belly. And then very slowly, let those hands drop open to the sides. Extend the legs out. And just settle in to relaxation pose. Completely grounding the body. And as you let the back of the body sink into the floor, let the top of the body feel light and open. And just work with your breathing here. Try to keep that mind as clear and free as possible. And let each breath just help you relax more into the floor. And let's just take the hands and let them rest on the belly. And just let the hands gently rise and fall with each breath. Let the belly expand on each inhale and empty on each exhale. Let's keep that left hand on the belly. Bring the right hand up to the chest. And just feel the breath move like a wave, beginning in the belly, all the way up through the chest and out the nose. And then keep that right hand on the chest. Bring the left hand up to the forehead. And just let the touch of your hand relax the forehead. Release any tension between the eyes. And just breathe. And take a nice deep breath in. On the exhale, just let the arms drop to the sides. And just begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Slowly begin to roll on up and come into a simple cross-legged pose. And just keep the eyes closed, shoulders back. Let's take a nice deep breath in and bring those arms overhead. And exhale, release. One more time, bring the arms up, reach up through those fingertips. exhale, bring the hands down to the heart. Thank you for joining me today. Have an awesome week, and namaste.